Hi, welcome back. So we are done with the variables. So in this video, let's have some fun working with the DOM using jQuery. Okay. So we've got everything it's stored in proper variables, so it's easy to use. Now the first thing I should do is let's display the weather in H2. So we have the main heading, and then we have the horizontal line and H2 loading, right? To Okay, so where is loading? Okay, loading is hidden by default. Okay, we have hidden the loading here. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's get this weather. Let's target this weather. Okay, so weather is that ID or class name? That's an ID. Okay, so weather. And what I want to do on this one is show. Okay, because now we are inside this get JSON method, right? Now in here everything happens only when we get the data. Okay, so by default it is hidden. However, when it comes within, once we have all the data and everything, fetch data, we want to show this. Okay, so that's so leave it as it is now. Okay, so here I have the state name, city name, state name, and the country name. So let's do the same with this one. Okay, instead of loading, let's display that. Okay, so what we can do is weather.html, and here we can have all these variables. We have city, yeah, city plus, let's separate by comma. Okay, plus state, also separate by comma, and then country. Okay, let's have a look. Let's try console login. Okay, so we're getting the data. Okay, location. So what happened is we have hide it in the beginning. What I need to do is I shouldn't actually use this. Let's get rid of it for the moment. Refresh. So it will always show loading, right? It will always show loading until we get the data. So it will show loading, but as soon as we get the data, it changes. Beautiful. So that's beautiful. We successfully rendered the city name, state name, and country. That's awesome. Now let's work on all the fields. The display, we have the columns here. So with the ID of, what do we have here? Info 1, info 2, info 3. So let's start filling them out. So for example, info 1, what do we do there? Info 1, what have we done here? Info 1, we have the time and the wind. Okay, so let's work on that. So what we can do is target this, what is this ID? Yeah. Okay, info 1, and let's display time on that one. Okay, and let's do the same with the info 2. Now in info 2, what we want to show is we want to show wind. Okay, so maybe we should write down wind and plus wind variable. Okay, and then plus kilometer per hour. Okay, that's great. Info 2, what do we do on info 3? Info 3, what we can do is we can show the temperature. Okay, so temp variable, and then what I've done here is I have used this symbol to display the degree. Okay, so use the symbol to display the degree. Okay, so let's give it a try here. Allow. Okay, that's great. So we have the time, we have the wind, and we have the degree centigrade. Okay, that's awesome. Now let's implement this button. So when we click, it will toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Okay, so what we can do is that has the info 4, I think. Info, no, that's switch. Okay, so let's target this switch. switch, and then what I want to do is I want to implement this feature on click. So on click event, execute this function, and this function will what it will do, it will check using the if statement. Okay? So if true, what I want to do is actually I will create a variable yes equals to true. Okay, it just makes our life easier. So if yes, if true, what I want to do is for 3 it's currently displaying the degree centigrade. So what I'm going to do is if yes or if true, I will take this, copy this one, and then I will say HTML is, let's give the Fahrenheit. Okay, this is the Celsius. So if true, it will be Fahrenheit. Okay, now I have a different code for Fahrenheit, which is 8457. Okay, 8457. By the way, you can get this code if you quickly search on Google. If you go, you'll get in W3 schools, you get all these. Okay, so you get all this. This is where I got from 8451, 8457. You know, it's all that. Okay, so let's continue working on this one. So if true, let's show this Fahrenheit, right? Else what I want to do is I want to take the same thing, and what I'll do is I'll temp. So this time we'll set temp. So if it is true, show that one. If false, do that. So just toggle. Yeah. On click, just toggle. All right. Let's refresh. Okay, so let's try. As you can see, it works. Beautiful. Okay. So now it doesn't toggle. Okay. So let's fix that up. So for us to be able to toggle on the button click, what I have to do is when it is set to temperature Fahrenheit, what I'll do is I'll set this variable, yes variable equals to false, so that it reverts back. Now else, if it is the temperature, again it set it to true. Okay, so that way it starts with true, and if it is the case, then it becomes false. Then again, if else, it becomes true. That way you can keep toggling. All right, so hopefully it works. Let's give it a try. Okay, so in Fahrenheit, great. So if you do it again, it works. Beautiful. However, the problem is we need to change the text as well. It's functioning great, but we need to change the text. Okay, that's pretty easy. So what we can do is that text belongs to this switch, right? Okay. So what we can do is target this element, switch, and set its HTML to so in Fahrenheit, and the same here. So in this case, if it is already showing if it is a temperature, it will show in, or in fact it should be in Fahrenheit, it should be in Celsius. Okay, so if it is already showing the Celsius, so it's Fahrenheit. So if it is showing Fahrenheit, so make it Celsius. Okay, Celsius, great. Refresh. All right, so in Fahrenheit, so in Celsius, so in Fahrenheit, so in Celsius. Beautiful. We got this functionality done, which is awesome. Now let's do 2 more. We have here on the right, we have the clear sky and humidity. Okay, so clear sky, based on the information we can write whatever we like. So clear sky and humidity. So let's do that. In fact, this video has been quite long, so let's continue that on the next video. Thank you.